Hello everybody, it's me, Nikki, and today I'm here with a tag video. I know, it's shocking, it's like, it's just insane. Me doing a tag video, say it isn't so. This is the book addiction tag. I saw this on Rosie's channel. And there are 14 questions. So, first, let me preface this by saying, I am a book addict, and addiction runs in the family, like alcohol mainly. So, instead of doing that, I buy books, I buy video games, I get obsessed with like Pokemon, a TV show. That's what I've turned that addiction into, so I do have a book addiction. But I also have like, we'll get into this question. Question 1 is, what is the longest amount of time you can comfortably go without picking up a book? So because I am a book addict, I like having books, but because I have like anxiety and like mild depression, I just like having the book here next to me. I'll hold it, but I don't actually want to read it. So I went for a really long time without reading a book. Probably, like, I read books, but I didn't read consistently. Like, for over a year, I probably maybe read a book or two a month, which is fine. But I used to just read voraciously before that. Then I found BookTube, and I found readathons, and I just really fell back in love with reading. Second question. How many books do you carry on your person, physical or device, at any one time? 1. Usually no books unless I'm going to a doctor's appointment, because those take forever, so you have to bring something to do or else you're gonna go crazy staring at the popcorn ceiling. And number 3, do you keep every book you buy / receive, or are you happy to pass them on to make space for more? So, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this in a video, but I do like to say it to my mom and on Twitter. I'm a dragon in the fact that I hoard things. I hoard books, so it's very hard for me to get rid of them, but I have really been making an effort to try, especially ones I didn't like or finish. And right, you can see it sort of right there in the corner, if I could figure it out. Right there, all those books right there, I'm getting rid of those. I'm gonna sell them because I don't want them anymore. So I think that I've accomplished something as a hoarder. Number 4, how long would you spend in a bookshop in a standard visit? Like, if there was no COVID, obviously, because I can spend hours online looking at like Amazon and thrift books and other places. So I don't think I've ever spent as much time as I really wanted to in a bookshop, because I always go with my mom, who also likes books, but she gets her energy gets drained very quickly, and she wants to do the thing and then go home. I could spend like all day in the bookshop if somebody let me, just browsing the fantasy, the sci-fi, the manga, everything. But so I usually probably spend 30 minutes. I'd like to spend like 2 hours, you know what I mean? But gotta do what you gotta do. Number 5, how much time per day do you actually spend reading? It depends. Like, Right now I'm reading Caliban's War, the second in the Expanse. And I read the first chapter and then I put it down for a couple days. But now I'm going to read it and I'm probably going to burn through it because I want to know what happens. I do that sometimes with books. I'll pick them up and I'll be like, yes, I want to know what happens. And then I'm like, what if it's bad? And then I put it down and then I'm like, no, I've got to know, even if it's bad. So this is why I appreciate spoilers, actually, because I have anxiety. So if I know what's going to happen, I'm prepared for it to happen. That's a whole other video. Where does the task picking up a book appear on your daily to-do list? At night, I guess? Because I walk dogs during the day. And so there's not a lot of time to... Well, now there is because I don't walk as many dogs. But when I was walking a lot of dogs, it was basically like 2 hours that I couldn't do anything because I would just have to go again. So, yeah, usually at night when I read. How many books do you reckon you own in total? A lot, because my mother is a reader. So ever since I was tiny, I've had books. Dr. Seuss, Berenstain Bears, what's the other one? The golden, what are the golden ones? Where they have the golden spine. I'll have all those. American Girl, Babysitter's Club, Girl Talk. Does anybody remember Girl Talk? I cannot be the only one. What else? Obviously, there's 2 bookshelves behind me that are mine. There's a bookshelf here. And then I have bookshelves upstairs that have books and comics, which I showed you in a video. So I have a lot. I'd say probably hundreds. Yeah, and that's maybe just my books. With my mom's books, she's a reader, so she's got old school Agatha Christie. She has Robert B. Parker. She's got J.D. Robb, all of them. So together we probably have like over 200 books, maybe more. I don't want to count. I don't actually want to know how many books I have. Oh Lord, oh God, let's not talk about that. Approximately how often do you bring up books in conversation? Not that often. I read different books than my mom. She reads mysteries, like exclusively, and I read fantasy, sci-fi, and historical mysteries. So anytime I talk about stuff, I have to be like sort of vague, and then she doesn't really understand it. Some of my Twitter friends like books, but I don't talk about them with them because I'm an idiot, I suppose. And my aunt, who I haven't seen because of COVID, she likes the historical stuff too, but I think she's bigger on romance and I'm not. So I don't talk about books as often as I would very much want to. I never have. I've always been like the nerdy reader and nobody else was. So what, number 9, what is the biggest book page count you have finished reading? Well, this one, the second one is 500, almost 6. What's the first one? This one's 561. I know I've read bigger than that, though. I've got a couple school books, like the Norton anthology books, but I haven't read those cover to cover. I've got a Chaucer book for school, which I think I showed off once before, which is probably over 1,000 pages. And I think I did read that cover to cover. I know I have some that are bigger. Oh, but we don't talk about those books. That's right. Because Trash King Rowling wrote them. So we don't talk about those books. So yeah, we'll go with Chaucer. I maybe have a Shakespeare book too. But Chaucer. We'll go Chaucer. Because fuck J.K. Rowling. I don't know what I did that for. Is there a book you had to get your hands on against all odds? Searched bookstore, online digging, stalked author, etc. Is it down here? Yes. This is the last one in the series, but this is Roger the Chapman mystery. This is the last one, the Christmas for sale. And I read the Weaver's Inheritance, I want to say. I got it from a bookmobile. Who remembers bookmobiles? Anyway, and yeah, I got it when I was a kid because the cover looked really interesting, and it's all the way at the other end of my bookshelf, and I'm too lazy. I still haven't done a Roger video. I'll have to do that. And I read it and I was like, oh my god, it's amazing. And so for years and years and years, I would think about it and then like look it up and remember it and then forget it. And I finally found it at Thrift Books, and I basically bought the whole series in like over a year because I got the first one and I was like, yes, I love it. And then I read them all. I love them. I love them. And they're actually really easy to read. So yes, that's probably the only one. Let me put this back. Oh, fuck you. Ugh. Why do I pull out books and then I don't want to go back in there? Ugh. Is there a book you struggled to finish because you refused to DNF? Oh yeah, probably because I think I've said before, I'm still new to DNFing. I mean, I've only technically marked 2 books as DNF. But the one I can remember is, it was a book from the TV show Angel. I had read a couple others and they were okay, but I just couldn't get through this one. And I was like, I have to. I bought it. I have to finish it. And I did, and I didn't like it. So, what are 3 or some of your main goals for 2020 or 2021? For 2020 is to read as much of the Expanse series as possible. Also to finish my reading challenge. I think that's it. For 2021, read more books, because I have a fuck ton of books to read. And then, so I can buy more books, because I'm a book addict. 13, have you ever had the privilege of converting someone into a reader by inspiration or your incessant nagging? No. I've had people say they were going to pick up books because I talked about it in a video, but they were already readers, so pretty sure that doesn't count. And then describe what books mean to you in 5 words. Oh shit, I didn't think this one through. Oh shit. No, it's not that, because that's too long. Books are everything I love. Yeah, I don't know either. But that was the tag, and those were the questions. I'll make sure to link Rosie's video, because you should watch her, and I will make sure all the questions are in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good November. It's very cold now, so people are thinking about Christmas. I'm on Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday. for the food, not the history. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.